we're here in Los Angeles. So, Tom, you got to understand there's been some anxious moments here in Los Angeles because I think people feel like the Dodgers window is closing and you don't know what's going to happen with Clayton Kershaw at the end of the year. Where is that Dodgers window right now? And I know Kershaw is a loyal guy, but do you see him at all possibly opting out at the end of the year?
Yeah, I think that's fascinating, the Kershaw scenario. I know there's a lot of attention, rightly so, on guys like Bryce Harper and Manny Machado, where they might wind up. It's looking like those teams will have difficulty re-signing them. Kershaw is a little bit different, as you mentioned, with the option there. He's coming off 2 seasons where the back was an issue. Let's see how that plays out. And, I don't think there's any doubt he's going to opt out over the 3 years left on his contract. I do think he's one of those iconic players, though. It's hard for me to even imagine him in a different uniform, right? I mean, he's the Sandy Koufax of our generation. And I think, to me, I look at the Dodgers not so much as a window, but a window that may change in terms of the players that are involved because their resources are so good, their farm system is so good. To me, they'll be like the Braves in the 90s or the Yankees where, the cast may change a little bit, but it's difficult for me to believe with their resources that the Dodgers will have periods where they'll go through rebuilding. I just don't see that happening with that team.
Tom, I hate to do it to you, but I have to ask you your way too early MLB 2018 predictions. I won't hold you to a World Series winner, but I do want to know who will you take in the AL in the National League? Who do you think your pennant winners are going to be at the end of the year?
Well, I'm glad you won't hold me to it because, as I said, you got 7 teams to me. They're all capable of the World Series. My inclination right now, as we sit here today, is the Chicago Cubs in the National League. I just like the vibe in spring training there. I think Kyle Schwarber is going to have a big year. They got almost nothing from him last year. I know he hit some home runs, but it was a down year for him. He looks great.
Yes, he does.
He lost a lot of weight. And I love the signing of Yu Darvish. So, to me, I like the Cubs a lot. In the American League, I will say this. I think the Houston Astros are, to me, the best team on paper. I was so impressed by their spring training camp. I'm going to pick the Yankees as my World Series team only because, for some reason, it's so darn difficult to repeat. The last team to do it was the Yankees back in 2000. This is the longest period in World Series history without a repeat champion. Maybe the Astros are going to prove me wrong because I can't think of a reason other than that they shouldn't get back to the World Series. They are that good. They might be better than they were last year.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.